Good evening. My name is David Grothus. Today's date is November 30th, 2017. On July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed. Here is the beginning of the Declaration of Independence. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. The history of the present governor, Jerry Brown, and former President Obama is a history of repeated injuries, violations, and usurpations, all having the direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over the state and the nation. To prove this, let the facts be submitted to a candid world. Number one, both Governor Jerry Brown and former President Obama refused their assent to laws established by Congress for the maintenance of civic order and the public safety necessary for the public good. Both the state and the nation have been constantly exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions from within. Number three, both have obstructed the administration of justice by refusing their constitutional duty to enforce known laws and restricting public servants from assisting in the detention of known law violators. Number four, they both willfully harbored illegal aliens in their jurisdiction. Number five, they aided and abetted illegal aliens through their breach of their sworn legal duty to enforce a law passed by Congress. Number six, they both neglected their legal duty to fulfill their sworn legal duty to the Constitution. This act of defiance is called perjury. To affirm their oath of office and defend the Constitution from both foreign and domestic dangers. Number seven, they were both accessories after the fact of the criminal act of trespassing by thousands of illegal aliens they both refused to have detained in their respective jurisdictions. Number 8, hundreds of American lives have been lost to these individuals' negligence and breach of duty. And their dereliction of duty, because these same illegal aliens who killed American citizens were supposed to be detained with the National Guard or a militia or police officers and deported. They were neither deported nor detained. Number 9, every law made by Congress must be enforced by every level of government. Number 10, every elected leader, governor, or president does not have the authority to not enforce a known law passed by Congress. Number 11, any elected leader, governor, representative, senator, assemblyman, or president who chooses to willfully not enforce a known law passed by Congress has committed perjury to their oath of office and has become an insurrectionist. They have committed insurrection against the Constitution. They have committed insurrection against the rule of law. They've committed insurrection against civic order. They've committed insurrection against the general welfare of the people. They've committed insurrection against the common defense. They committed insurrection against domestic tranquility. They committed insurrection against the life and safety of every American citizen. They've committed insurrection against the liberty of every American citizen. They committed insurrection against reason, decency, common sense, and rationality. Our nation is composed of citizens who choose to pay taxes to elected office holders for a specific sworn legal duty to fulfill. Number 1, citizens expect integrity in every elected leader. Number 2, citizens expect their rights and safety will be protected by government leaders at every level. Number 3, citizens have a duty to obey the laws in their state and the nation. Number 4, elected leaders and citizens must obey all laws passed by Congress. And number 5, there are specific consequences for not obeying the law by both citizens and government leaders. On July 1st, 2015, 32-year-old American citizen Kathryn Steinle was shot and killed by Jose Zarate on Pier number 14 in San Francisco, California at 6:30 p.m. Who is liable and responsible for the death of Kathryn Steinle? Number 1, Sheriff McCarmy, who was a sheriff in San Francisco, had Jose Zarate in custody in March of 2015 on a bench warrant. Now listen to this. He was released when prosecutors declined to charge him. So my question to you is, why was an illegal alien released by a sheriff deputy, and why were the prosecutors not inclined to prosecute this individual who broke the law? And how can an illegal alien be released into the community when he's supposed to be deported? That's number 1. Sheriff McCarmy is guilty. Number 2, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement had lodged an immigration detainer with the Sheriff's Department, but the detainer was not honored. ICE spokeswoman Virginia Keiss said. Now here's a situation. A detainer was given to the Sheriff's Department and they did not honor it. My question to you is, why didn't ICE prosecute the Sheriff's Department for not honoring their detainer? They released an illegal alien into the community. So both the Sheriff's Department is guilty of releasing an illegal alien, and ICE should have prosecuted the Sheriff's Department for failure to honor the detainer. They didn't have authority to not honor the detainer. Here's something interesting to ponder. The Los Angeles Police Department does not honor ICE requests since mid-2014. Now tell me, how can 10,000 illegal aliens in California and 17,000 nationwide where ICE requests were declined or ignored by police departments all across the United States? How is this possible? Isn't civic order important? Isn't the common defense important? Do not these police officers have a duty to the safety and security of citizens in their community? Don't they get a paycheck from citizens who pay taxes to them to feed their families? Don't they care about their communities? That's my question to you. Governor Jerry Brown failed to monitor state employees for compliance with enforcement of the rule of law. He failed to call forth a militia to detain illegals. Now, Jerry Brown is guilty of not calling forth a militia, number one, and not holding state employees accountable for compliance in enforcing the rule of law when it's been broken. Something to ponder. Number 3, the San Francisco Police Department committed perjury to their oath of office by not enforcing a known law. They breached their sworn legal duty to uphold a law made by Congress. So after the Sheriff Department released the illegal aliens and the San Francisco police were driving their cars around looking in their community, they failed to detain this illegal alien. All right, so there's a problem there. There's a liability of a duty by the police department to detain someone who broke the law, and they're not detaining them. The governor did not have a militia to have the illegals detained, and then he didn't enforce a compliance with employees that he had authority over. So that it's just this, there's complicity with the governor, the sheriff's department, the police department. And the last but not least, former President Obama committed perjury by not upholding his oath of office. He willfully undermined civic order, the common defense, domestic tranquility, and failed to utilize all resources at his disposal, like the National Guard, to have every illegal alien detained and deported. He violated his trust with the American citizen by breaching his sworn legal duty to defend the United States from both foreign and domestic dangers. Now, how did he get away with not enforcing a federal law that has been broken? That's my question to you. How can the president, who is supposed to enforce federal law, and there's 10 or 15 million people that have violated federal law, and he just goes about and plays golf? He did not enforce federal law. That's his only job. When the nation is invaded or there is an insurrection, the president, he has a duty to put down the insurrection with a militia and repel an invasion with a militia with force of arms. He failed his sworn legal duty, he committed perjury, and I believe he committed treason, because when he swore to the oath to become president, he did not have the heart or the willingness to enforce the law at the very beginning, before he even, after he swore his oath to become president. Here's a couple of quotes I'll finish with. Moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue, and extremism in the pursuit of justice is no vice. Nothing should even be implied as law which leads to unjust or absurd consequences. Abraham Lincoln said that. Equal justice under the law is on the Supreme Court. And here's my last quote. There cannot exist liberty without the law and the willingness to enforce it. You have a great day. Contemplate what I've shared. And remember, you can make a difference. God bless and have a good day.